The Crythian armada had conquered 47 worlds in less than a decade. Their warships, massive constructs of obsidian metal and plasma weaponry, had reduced entire civilizations to ash and memory. The pattern was always the same. Locate a habitable world, send the ultimatum, wait exactly one solar rotation, then unleash devastation. Commander Zekthor stood on the bridge of the flagship Eternal Darkness, his 4 eyes gleaming with satisfaction as he gazed at the blue marble suspended in the viewscreen. Earth, the 48th world. Just another primitive planet filled with bipedal creatures who had barely mastered space travel beyond their own moon. "Send the standard ultimatum," Zekthor commanded, his mandibles clicking with anticipation. The message was transmitted across all Earth frequencies. Inhabitants of the 3rd planet, you have 1 rotation of your world to surrender unconditionally. Failure to comply will result in total extinction. The Crythian Empire does not negotiate. On Earth, chaos erupted. Governments convened emergency sessions, military forces mobilized, citizens panicked in the streets. The alien message played on every screen, in every language, leaving no doubt about humanity's predicament. But, in a small operations center buried deep beneath the mountains of Colorado, 2 individuals remained remarkably calm. Diana Chen, a linguist and first contact specialist, sat across from Mason Torres, a strategic communications officer. Between them lay decades of preparation that no one had believed would ever be necessary. "They've hit 47 worlds," Diana said, her dark eyes scanning the translated Crythian message. "Always the same pattern, same timing, same arrogance." Mason nodded, his fingers dancing across a holographic keyboard. "Which means they've never encountered resistance they couldn't immediately overwhelm. They don't adapt. They don't need to." "They don't know us," Diana said softly, a slight smile touching her lips. The truth was that humanity had been preparing for this moment since the first radio signals from deep space had been intercepted 60 years ago. While the public had been told that Earth was alone, a small group of scientists and strategists had been listening, watching, and learning. They had witnessed the fall of the Velden civilization. They had intercepted distress calls from the Horthek worlds. They had studied every pattern, every tactic, every weakness of the Crythian war machine. And they had prepared a response that would shake the foundations of the Galactic Order. "Send the message," Diana said, her voice steady. Mason hesitated for only a moment. This would change everything. Then he pressed the transmission key. The response that shot from Earth didn't go to the Crythian armada. It bypassed them entirely, broadcasting on quantum frequencies to every corner of the known galaxy. The message was simple, delivered in 47 languages, 1 for each conquered world. To the survivors of the Crythian conquests, humanity remembers. We have listened to your screams across the void. We have recorded your final transmissions. We have preserved your cultures, your histories, your songs. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. Earth stands not as your 48th grave, but as your monument of defiance. The Crythians believe we are isolated, primitive, helpless. They are wrong on every count. For 60 years we have studied them. We know their tactics, their fleet compositions, their supply routes, their homeworld coordinates. And now, the galaxy will know too. Attached to this message are complete strategic analyses, vulnerabilities, and defensive countermeasures against Crythian forces. Humanity's gift to the free peoples of the galaxy, the tools to fight back. The Crythian Empire ends here. They just don't know it yet. Across the galaxy, on refugee stations and hidden colonies, on surviving outposts and secret resistance cells, the message was received. Data flooded through quantum channels, ship schematics, weapon vulnerabilities, command structure weaknesses, even the precise location of the Crythian homeworld and its minimal defenses. On the bridge of the eternal darkness, Commander Zekthor suddenly found his communications array erupting with incoming signals. His tactical display lit up with warnings. Ships were moving throughout the galaxy. Not running, not hiding, converging. "What is happening?" he roared. His communications officer's voice trembled. "Commander, we're detecting massive fleet movements from sectors 41 through 47. The survivors, they're organizing. They have our defense codes. They know our patrol routes. Commander, they're targeting our supply convoys. They're hitting our outposts. An explosion rocked the flagship. Then another. Zekthor's eyes widened as he saw the tactical display. Dozens of ships, cobbled together from the wreckage of destroyed civilizations, were dropping out of hyperspace around his armada. They should have been easy targets, but they were exploiting every blind spot, every gap in the Crythian shields, every weakness that humanity had identified and shared. "How do they know?" Zekthor whispered. Another message arrived from Earth, this time directed at the Crythian fleet. "You made a critical error, Commander. You assumed we were alone. You assumed we were ignorant. You assumed we were afraid. Humanity has a saying, 'The enemy of my enemy is my friend.' You've made enemies of 47 civilizations. We've just made 47 allies. You wanted Earth? Come and take it. But know that every ship you send here is a ship that can't defend your own worlds. Your empire was built on fear and isolation. We've just given the galaxy hope and unity. The choice is yours. Withdraw now, or learn why humans have another saying, 'We will not go quietly into the night.'" Zekthor stared at the blue planet, so small, so seemingly insignificant. His armada was already taking heavy losses. Reports were flooding in from across the Empire. Uprisings, coordinated attacks, supply line disruptions. All because of one message, one planet that refused to die alone. For the first time in his long military career, Commander Zekthor gave an order he never thought he would utter. "All ships, retreat, full withdrawal." As the Crythian armada fled Earth's system, Diana and Mason watched from their bunker, surrounded by cheering personnel. "Think they'll come back?" Mason asked. Diana shook her head. "By the time they regroup, every world they conquered will have rebuilt, rearmed, and united. The Crythian Empire is finished. They just don't want to admit it yet." Mason smiled. "Humanity didn't save the galaxy alone." "No," Diana agreed, looking at the streams of grateful messages flooding in from across the stars. "We just gave everyone else the tools to save themselves. Sometimes that's more powerful than any weapon." Earth hadn't fired a single shot, but its message had ignited a revolution that would reshape the galaxy for millennia to come. And the Crythians learned a lesson they would never forget. Never underestimate a species that has been quietly listening, learning, and preparing while you assumed they were helpless. Humanity had entered the galactic stage not as conquerors, but as liberators. And the galaxy would tremble, not in fear, but in hope.